sorry with the delay, it's my fault. I didn't press the go live button. I thought I'd done everything else, but I didn't press the go live. This is why I don't normally deal with technology. This is why I get Boo to do it all, but he had to step out and sort the kids out, and he came back in and he was like, "You've not gone live, what are you doing?" And I hadn't pressed the button, so I do apologise. So how's everybody doing on this good morning? It's wet and not nice outside, but at least it's watering our gardens, a proper April showers day. Can anybody say hello so I know that you're there? So we're going to talk about basically the gut and the reasons why we're getting some of the symptoms that we're getting. So I've had some messages and calls this week regards to people's digestion complaints, but I've been asked basically a question is, well, I'm going to toilet every single day, but I just feel fatigued, I feel tired, I don't feel like everything's coming out, I can't be bothered, I can't be motivated. And there's lots of factors that are causing this, and the biggest factor is stress. Now, the word stress is used so vastly, and a lot of people will say to me, well, I'm not stressed. But unfortunately, when the body has gone through something that's been a big crisis like what we've got at the moment with Corona-19, that control's been took away. And the gut doesn't like that. The gut likes routine and structure. The brain will try to facilitate and put sense into everything, but we start to ignore our guts, which causes this to have digestion complaints. And that's what we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss about the several things that we can do to help get our digestion back in order and get some form of routine again. But I'm going to go through a little bit of the reasons why that happens in the gut scientifically, so it helps you understand. Basically, our tummies don't like the change of the stress, and this causes the start before we've started. So imagine somebody getting hold of your hand and squeezing it really, really, really hard. How long could you take that for? Have a little think and grab your hand with one hand and just squeeze it really, really hard as you possibly can. Hello, Yvette. Yes, I'm on live now. And just do that, you know, and literally, hello, Natalie. Squeeze your hand as hard as possible. How does that feel? Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Okay, let it go. How does it feel when you release it? Now, that is what's happening inside your gut. So base your tummy, yeah, down here. So when we are getting bloated and our tummy's getting bigger, everything inside is squeezing really, really tightly, which puts our body into something called fight and flight response. It's where the hormones are released and all that adrenaline is put elsewhere into our muscles to get ready for what's ahead of us. But unfortunately, what we don't recognise is by some of the things that we're also doing, we're making our symptoms a lot worse by putting more adrenaline into the body, and then the body doesn't relax. Going back to the old way of the automatic system of the old part of our brain. So literally the automatic system. Hello, Sabrina. Hello, Bing. Hello, Jade. And hello, Kevin. I eventually got there in the end. I do apologise for people that have just joined me. I didn't press the live button. I had a bit of a moment, and Boo came in and he was like, "You've not pressed live," and I've been sitting here for 4 minutes talking to myself. But I'm here now. But going back to the automatic system of the body. Now, we don't think about when we blink. We don't think about our heart breathing. We don't think about our breathing at all, unless you know you've got problems with your respiration system and you've got asthma and so on. Okay, so this is automatic, and it's the same with the digestion system. Because it's automatic, we don't think about it. But unfortunately, because it's automatic, it just will work. But then all of a sudden, this backlog of everything that's within inside the gut wall, with inside our muscle here, gets blocked up. So imagine if you keep putting fuel into your car and it's overflowing out. That is what's happening with our bodies, okay? And what I mean by our bodies is the large intestine down here. It has nowhere to go, so it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. and then it will go back down again. But then you start to get these symptoms in the body where you're getting a headache, you've lost motivation, you just don't feel yourself, you don't feel happy inside. And what happens is that the toxins within the body, they leak out the gut wall, and that's literally what they do. If you were to get your large intestine, and it sounds really not very nice, but it's just to help you understand what it looks like in there. Hello Sue, hello Kieran. Is if you were to get your gut and you literally was to cut it in half, you would be astonished at what it actually looks like. It has 3 muscular layers, and those 3 muscular layers work to get your muscle to get rid of your waste, but more importantly for your nutrients as well, depending on the small or the large intestine. But I'm talking about the large intestine at this present time. And that large intestine, of those 3 muscle layers called villi, okay, will expand, and they will just keep expanding and expanding. And when I say expanding, it can stretch anything up to a boa constrictor. So we all know what a boa constrictor looks like. So imagine a boa constrictor going after its prey, and it eats a zebra, okay? And it eats that zebra wholly, okay? And its whole body expands out. That's what your gut does. And that's how far it can stretch. It's huge. So it then takes all that time, that boa constrictor, to digest that zebra down. And you know, it could be a couple of months, it could be 6 months, you know, it depends on the snake. But a boa constrictor, it's several months. That food will keep it going. Unfortunately, our guts can't deal when they're overloaded. And at the moment, our bodies are very overloaded for multiple reasons, which we're going to explore. And if you've got any questions, please ask whilst I'm talking about this. As you all know, I'm very, very passionate about what I do in the clinic, but this is the biggest one. And people just keep putting more and more and more and more in, and it has this effect on the gut, and it will just keep expanding. And then what happens is, because it's got nowhere to go, those toxins with inside the gut wall will leak out the gut wall. So remember, there's 3 muscular layers of the gut, and it will leak out the gut wall. Now, if we were to dissect that colon in half, okay, and you were to spread it out, it would look like a bird's wing, okay? That's what it would look like. It looked like a bird's wing, let's say an angel wing, so it's a nicer direction to go down. But you can see all the capillaries and so on that are going out, okay? And those blood capillaries then go out into the bloodstream. And what happens is then your liver will come and go, oh, whoa, there's loads of toxins in here. We need to filter the blood. So it'll go into a massive clean-up to try and clean everything out. Now, if the liver's already dealing with the whole matter of a load of stress with what's going on, whether it's dealing with children, whether it's financial, whether it's, whether you know that you're going to have a job, whether it's being able to afford to put food on the table, or you're drinking a gin, or whether you're having prescribed medication, all of these factors are critical on how our body works. And you'll probably think, well, there's no hope for us then. Trust me, there is. There's lots and lots of hope. I don't want it to feel like I'm being very negative, but it's just to help you understand what is happening inside. So it gives you better understanding of how to treat yourself and how I can offer to help you as well. And then the liver tries to clean it up, but it can't do everything if it's already got 400 jobs, as it has to do, which again, a lot of people don't understand what the liver does. It has 400 jobs that it does continuously. So if we're giving it more jobs to do you think it's going to be very efficient? No, it's not. So what happens is then we get these long-term conditions, or even short-term conditions, where we start getting a bit of a headache, a blocked up nose, basically getting some heartburn, indigestion, and then in long-term conditions like constipation. And that constipation, I hear clients say to me, well, I'm not constipated, I just feel a little bloated and I can't be bothered. That is the first starts of constipation. Even if you're going to toilet once or twice a day, if you're starting to feel like that, it's because you're getting a backlog. Your colon is huge, okay? It's absolutely huge. if you include to the small intestine as well, you're looking at 5 feet in length, and that's approximately, okay? It can be a lot bigger than that. Everybody's body's different. It's like some people have extra bones, you know, extra bits that sometimes we don't need. But the point I'm trying to make is if we can be a little bit kinder to ourselves and start to recognize some of our symptoms, there's lots of ways that we can move forward, okay? So yes, it is an automatic system, your digestion system, like I've said, like your heart breathing, your heart beating and breathing. But in the long run, it turns into, yes, automatic, but it slows down, or in some people's, it goes too quickly. And when it goes too quickly, that is just as bad as it going too slowly. So we have to give it a break, and there's different ways that we can give it a break. Have we got any questions so far? How am I doing? I've still got hold of everybody? Yeah? Great. So, what do we do within a day? Now, I know my routine. Everybody's routine is going to be slightly different. So I'm going to give you some of my tips that I do in my day. If I gave you all of them, I think I'd scare you. So I'm just going to give you some ones that, you know, that I find are really, really useful. I think one of the first things to do is to make sure you get up at the same sort of time every single day. You're probably thinking, well, why can't I have a lie-in? You know what? I'd love to have a lie-in. Since having children, I've never had a lie-in. But I recognise how important it is to get up at the same sort of time every single day. Reason being is if we lie in, okay, we can lose our slot to want to go to the toilet. And there can be several reasons why that can happen. That can be that you've gone past the urge to go to the toilet because you've been asleep and you've not recognised it because the muscle's tired and sluggish. It can be down to the fact that basically you've not had a drink in the morning, or you've gone to bed really, really late, which has made you sleep in. Or it can be that the fact that you've drank alcohol, you've had alcohol the night before, or you've ate badly the night before and ate quite lately. So getting up at the first thing in the morning at the same sort of time every single day is really, really helpful, because first of all, it'll get your bowel to move. And if you didn't recognise that you needed to go to the toilet in bed, as soon as you start walking around, you'll need to go, okay? Especially if you have a pint of water. Pint of water first thing in the morning, it will cleanse your kidneys, okay? It will get everything moving and filtering out, and it will make your bowel really happy. Most people don't realise that if you don't drink enough water, the one place that you store water is in your large intestine. So if you don't drink enough, the reserves, think of this like camels, okay? It will take that water from your gut and put it elsewhere that it feels that it requires it. So please have that pint of water. Then you can have a tea or coffee. I normally have a nice cafetiere coffee first thing in the morning. It gets me moving, and then I'm straight onto peppermint tea straight after that. Exercising. Now, it's not everybody's cup of tea exercising, but hello Kerry and Matthew. Exercise, as Matthew will know, that's just joined us, he knows how, you know, a guru that I am when it comes to exercise and how much it can change your life. And exercise in the morning, you'll stay consistent with it. Hello Harps. Hello Kaylee. Hello Andy. Exercising first in the morning, it doesn't need to be, you know, killing yourself. It really doesn't. Even if it's just, you can only fit in 10 minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, doing some yoga, doing something that you enjoy. There's no point doing any exercise that you hate, okay? That's why you don't stick to it. So do something that makes you happy inside, and this will also help let off the endorphins in the body, the feel-good factor, and also it gets you motivated for the rest of the day. And also, the other thing, you've got it out the way, okay? You're not thinking about it for the rest of the day, and then you keep putting it off, and you keep going in denial. It's like, I'll do it in a minute, I'll do it in a minute. Oh no, this is more important. Just get it done, okay? And if you've got children at home, get the kids to join in. Yeah, it might not be the best workout in the world, and you might not be, you know, the best bodybuilder or what have you during that time, But getting the kids to see what you do is also critical for when they get older as well, and seeing routine. You know, my kids this morning, especially Bjorn, he's the first one to get up with me, was up doing some yoga. Natalie, you'll be happy with that. Doing some yoga on the mat, doing some downward dogs and so on. And then I've got a dog coming on the top of me and the whole bit. But you know what is fun? Have a giggle, yeah? Soluble fibre. Now, does everybody know what soluble fibre means? If you can just say yes, no. Thank you, Natalie, for saying interesting. I'm just scrolling down. It won't be a second just to scroll. Yeah, routine is crucial, Natalie. As you know, it's very, very important. Now, if you don't know what soluble fibre is, great, Yvette, thank you. For those people that don't know what soluble fibre is, it's food like fruits and vegetables that hold fluid, okay? So if you think about a melon, it's water, okay? And a melon, for instance, takes 20 minutes to digest from mouth to basically depositing, okay? And that's why a melon is very important to have on its own and not with other foods. I know it, you know, you'll have it with Parma ham and all the other bits of it. That's a treat, but on a normal routine, you basically have it on its own. So soluble things are like melon, oranges, berries, Weetabix, all brown. Porridge oats are insoluble fibre. So insoluble fibre means that basically it will stay there, and it will stay there for a long period of time. So making sure that you prepare properly is also critical. It's not saying that porridge oats are bad, but for instance, if I was to eat porridge oats and just had them and made them up on the morning, I wouldn't go to toilet personally for 2 to 3 days. And you'll probably think, oh my God. But this is the reason why I do what I do within the clinic, because I'm so passionate about helping people understand if you get it right, you can change everything. So soaking your oats the night before makes them then to soluble fibre. So all you have to do is add some water to them, heat them up, get proper porridge oats, okay? None of that, you know, sawdust stuff that's been sawdusted up, you know, no Quaker oats, please, okay? Sorry, but it needs to be the rolled porridge oats, and they're cheaper and more affordable, and they're normally left on the shelves because most people don't know what to do with them. And you just soak them, and then in the morning time you'll find that it's like a solid consistency, and then you can add the different ingredients that you want, whether that's yogurt, whether that's fruit, whether it's just plain with some honey on there, some cinnamon, some pumpkin seeds. You know, you do what you want, but that will then turn that to soluble, which will keep you going, as I mentioned on Wednesday, low glucose index going into your bloodstream, and it'll get your brain functioning as well. Grab some blueberries on there, great brain food, okay? And then basically then drinking less alcohol. Now I know that, you know, that's quite difficult for a lot of people at the moment, because, you know, alcohol sales have gone out the roof at the moment, but try and cut it down, because when you drink too much alcohol, you know, it's a yeast, it's a sugar. If you were to put, you know, a bread in the oven and it didn't have any yeast in it, is it gonna rise? Okay, it'll be more flatter, okay? Which alcohol, for it to ferment, it has yeast and sugars. So it has all the properties in it that's going to cause you to get bloated. No matter how good your digestion system is and how often you go to toilet, okay? It's not about how often you go to toilet sometimes, it's about how you're feeling inside you, okay? And if it's not feeling right, you know that basically your digestion system's overloaded. And what happens then is that basically that gas and that yeast will go down into the large intestine, and it'll ferment and rot, which means then bad bacteria in the gut will produce even more bad bacteria, which means you then get food cravings, wanting more of that consistency, that feeling that you can't stop eating, or you've eaten something and you feel really satisfied, but then all of a sudden you crave more, okay? And that's what it does. And it won't move. Trust me, if you were to put your hand on your tummy, how did your tummy feel this morning? Give it a move around, you know. Is there parts of your tummy that feel harder than the others? Is there parts where it feels really quite tender and sensitive? If it is, that means your digestion system's overloaded. So the basic thing that you can honestly do, that you can do first thing in the morning after you've had a herbal tea or a pint of water, if you don't like herbal teas, is just hold your hand on your tummy. And if you can't see down there because my camera's frozen just here, imagine this is your tummy, and this is the right hand side of your gut. Okay, this is where the ecalcica valve is down at the bottom. You just push on there and just hold it there, and do some breath work, breathing in and then exhaling out. And hold it. Hello Adam, hi Abba, hi Moran. So just hold it there, and then just take it around clockwise of the digestion system, and keep doing that, and you'll feel some bubbling going on, and then all of a sudden you might get an urge to want to go toilet. Don't lose your slot, get straight on there. Okay, it might be just some gas release in it as well. And I mean, if you want me to do a later time showing you some exercises in yoga of some gas releasing, I can. We could do a Zoom call and get you all joined in, and get the yoga mats out, and spend like 15-20 minutes just showing you how to remove stuff when things are really stagnated. Give me some feedback on that. If you'd like me to do that, I can do that. Fizzy drinks. Andy, what do you think of fizzy drinks? I know that you like your Jack Daniels and your Coke. Fizzy drinks, no. Okay, odd treats. As Andy knows, I like a Jack Daniels and Coke as well. But the point I'm trying to make sure it's not on an everyday basis. Okay, when it's on an everyday basis, it's going to overload you. It's causing loads of gas particles within inside your gut. And I find that a lot of people use fizzy drinks to fill them up instead of actually using food. And then it has a long-term negative effect on the digestion system, that they feel fat, they feel bloated, they're not losing weight. It also causes dehydration, and then also you've got all the additives and the chemicals within there, which people get addicted to sparking. And also, I used to be one of those people. Before I opened up EternalBeing, I was, a 2-litre Pepsi Max girl, and that's the gospel truth. I was, because it used to keep me going, and I loved it. Now it's a treat for me. I'm not saying that I don't like Pepsi Max anymore, because I do. We all have our flaws, we all have our triggers, and we all have things that we like. It's not taken away from that, but it's understanding that it doesn't become a routine basic thing that has a negative effect on your well-being and your mental health as well. Okay. Avoiding white bread and white pasta. I think that's quite an obvious one. Just cut them out. There's no nutrition value in them. For me, it's saying, it's like eating bleach. There's nothing good in them. And try not to give them to your kids, because if you start giving them kids at an early age, then it causes them to have problems with their digestion system. If it's hard to wean them off them, go for the 50-50. My daughter Chione, she loves white bread, and it was really, and it was my fault. She had it once when we were out, and that was the start of it. And now she won't even eat bread anymore because she doesn't like home meal. So I've just said to her, okay, we're not doing that anymore. And she'll have now in the morning time, as I've mentioned in other clips, she has kiwis, and she'll have mango in the morning, and that gets her moving. And also the other thing is, it makes her have better behaviour as well. As soon as she has it, she has sugar cravings throughout the day if she was to have white bread. Chocolate. Oh, let me just come down. I've just been told I've got some questions. Let me just have a look. Yes, Yvette, gluten-free is okay for kids. The only thing to be aware of regards to gluten, and you can get gluten-free pasta, is a lot of gluten-free products, you do need to look at the back of them. Not so much with the pasta, but with cakes and biscuits. Just avoid them. The bought ones have a lot of sugar intake in them, high sugar intake, to make them taste better. Again, regards to gluten-free, there's loads of things I can offer to you guys by recipes and so on, and I am going to be opening up something on my website page for members for recipes and so on, and ebooks as well. But if there's anything in the meantime that you want me to send across, give me a call or book an appointment with me, and I can go through that with you and send those recipes over for alternative, wheat-free ideas and so on. I've got so many. Is there any other questions on there? Let me just have a look. Yes, please, the exercise. Great. I'll get that done, Denise. Yeah, I look forward to that. What I'll do is, if you can, guys that do want to do the yoga, please email me or send a message on here, or if you don't want to leave your email address on the live Facebook, just email me directly at info@eternalbeing.co.uk, so I can tell you the format, what equipment that you need, or what alternative equipment you can use around the house that can help you for the session. Meditation. Does anybody do any meditation out there? Natalie, I know you do meditation. Does anybody else? Why do we think meditation is good? Hello, Sheila. Great, Sheila. And Vet there as well. Well, meditation is good in so many ways. It takes us from being in the present and going into our bodies and rewiring it. It makes us patient. It makes us calmer. It recognises that we can be positive again. It gets rid of the negative feedback that we have in our bodies and brings us back to basics. And we can reflect better. It slows us down. And I definitely understand the importance of it and how much it's given me in my life, to not hold on to things. And when I mean hold on to things that, like we've talked about watching, seeing negative things and people's energies, we are all made up differently, so it works on people's all different fronts, and it also makes you successful. It makes you look at things in a totally different way and gets your body to relax. And there's all different versions of meditation out there, and if you're unsure, again, give us an email, or we've got a clinical hypnotherapist in the clinic that can help you find the right one for you. It only needs to be 5-10 minutes. It doesn't need to be, going down the Buddhist route. It can go through the modern day world as well. There's lots of platforms out there that I use on a regular basis that have been really useful for me. But meditating, 5-10 minutes first in the morning and in the evening can be very, very useful. I mean, Jay Shetty, for instance, I'm doing a Jay Shetty coaching course at the moment, accreditation course with him. And I've found so many other ways and means that it's helped me develop into the person that I am now. I'm a completely different person to what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. And hopefully a better person in a lot of ways, to be able to show people and show the direction that, we all make mistakes, we're not perfect, but we can facilitate change, and you can do that too. So if you've got behaviours that you're not happy with, meditation can help you with that, and clinical hypnotherapy as well. Again, have a look on YouTube, look at some of the Jay Shetty stuff, you'll find it really useful, or Mind Valley as well. Mind Valley is another amazing resource that I use. Now, you're going to feel this is a bit corny. Write down your reflections. Now, some of you are like, I don't have time for that. That's a load of trolling. But actually, it's not, I started journaling a while ago now, and there's been times in my life during that journey that I have done it and not done it. And when I've not done it, things, I've not been happy. And that's the truth. I've not been happy. There's been something that's happened, or I've not worked things out, or I'm going around the same loop and not being able to get off that loop. But when you write down your reflections, when from first thing in the morning you've written down the things that you're happy with, or the things that you want to achieve in your day, you can reflect that in the evening time. And that doesn't have to be in a journal. I do it on my mobile phone. It can be quick and easy. But during this time, this is a time that hopefully will never happen again. Hopefully never happen again. So when you can reflect back to that when you've got grandkids, or with friends or family, or reflecting back, and looking back of how far you've gone from the start to the end, and using it for when you do go back into, when everything gets back into society again. And I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of changes. That's what I'm hoping. I feel there's a massive shift at the minute, which I'm really excited about. And I don't know if, Natalie, you're feeling that as well, but I feel there's a massive shift in the right direction. But it's making us reflect, and it's making us to be more kind and more generous to everybody, you know. So give it a go. Let me know your thoughts on it. If you're still struggling with it, I will find other means and ways to help you find a way of being able to reflect. Go to bed at a sensible time. So our bodies need sleep to repair. If our bodies don't get enough sleep, our bodies will not be repairing over the night time, which in the morning you will be working with your tanks half empty. That makes us feel poorly. If you struggle with sleep, and there's reasons why you're struggling with sleep, that's down to medical reasons, contact me directly. There's lots of ways that I can help you with that, and I would need to talk to you on a one-to-one basis, because again, with everything I'm talking about, everybody's an individual. So what I might say to one person might help them, to somebody else it might help them. If you wanted me to really get to the root cause of it, we can do that. So give us a call, but try to go to bed at the same time. Go when, you know, when time wise, I would be saying in the evening time is about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. You know, go to bed that. You're probably thinking as a mother, or you're working. If you're a night owl, then you just change your body clock round to suit your needs of your requirements of your work. But otherwise, try to go to bed at that time and get up earlier in the morning. Get up when the sun comes up. You know, the sun comes up at about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. That's not everybody's cup of tea. As my husband's heard me ruffling around this morning, he was like, Michelle, it's only, and I'm like, yeah, but I've got so much to do, but I'm an early riser. You find a route that suits you, but just make sure you're getting that right amount of sleep, and it's deep sleep. Not that you've fallen asleep and you've had some sleep, but you feel disturbed in the morning time. Well, I think I've come to the end. So there's just a few things that I wanted to say, just to sum it up. Follow us, please. Subscribe to YouTube. Help small businesses out, and then you'll be able to watch these videos at any time, any place. It would really, really help us at EternalBeing. I really want to spread the word on what we do. If there's any way that we can improve, if I'm talking too quickly or I'm rambling, or any motivational points, please tell me. I will not be scared by them, or it won't put me off. It'll just encourage me to grow more in what we do. And if there's any topics that you'd like us to cover, please ask. And if you want to talk to us on a one-to-one basis, as I've mentioned many times in this live Facebook, please contact us. You can do that through info@eternalbeing.co.uk, or you can call us directly as well. You do it through the our WhatsApp is 078 158 35449. The problem with it at the moment is because my landline is linking from the clinic to my mobile at the moment. So, but that is our business line. Is that our signal's not great where I live. So if you put that on there on the WhatsApp, I will get it myself, and Steve Boo, will get that, and then we can structure a telephone or a FaceTime. If you don't want to do FaceTime, I do get that sometimes. You know, when I've done Zoom calls and I've just done my mute bit on there and blocked myself out because I just wanted to listen to what was going on. We can do that, and then we can tailor make what you need and your requirements, or talk about your concerns. We'll also, as well, I had an inquiry this week from one of my clients and wanting me to put a detox plan for them together, even though they weren't going into the clinic. I can do that for you. It's only a small cost of £35, so I can do that for you. So it's affordable as well compared to when we're in the clinic and we've got all the other resources and so on there. So that offer is there available to you in these tight times. I'll hopefully see you all again next Monday. We're going to be talking about foods that encourage our bowel, that help our bowel. So that'll be covering everybody's digestion system there. Things that I feel that you should be having once, twice a week. So we'll be talking about that on Monday. All of you having a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Take care, and thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being so patient with me this morning with my hiccups.